Hello and welcome back to Incredible Inverts and Other Animals with me, Phil. In this video, we're going to be showing you the talk that I gave at the Northwestern Invert Show that was held up in Wigan a few weeks ago. So I did record that. The sound quality isn't the best, but I hope you get the gist of it and stuff, and hopefully you'll enjoy it anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at the talk I gave.
Audience of quality, if not quantity. Thanks for joining us. Let's give a nice big round of applause for the amazing Phil Barber. Woo! All yours.
Hey, cheers, Nick. Firstly, thank you to Nick, Lee, and Wigan Inverts Show UK for inviting me back for another talk. My name is Phil Barber. I am a zookeeper. I'm actually a head zookeeper at Sheffield Wildlife Park. I run all the reptile and invert side of things there, as well as keeping my own private collection. And trading at these fantastic shows. One of the things I've been specialising in for the past couple of years now is the emerald cockroaches, or Pseudoglomerus magnifica. Now, for me, these are probably one of the most beautiful cockroaches you could possibly keep, but some people seem to struggle a little bit with them, and I've been breeding in some decent numbers for the past few years. So the species Pseudoglomerus magnifica comes from Vietnam, South China. Its habitat is tropical, subtropical forests, and from fairly high elevation, so they don't like it too hot, I find. I do keep mine more on the cooler side for them. And this is my kind of basic kind of breeding setup. So it is incredibly basic for them. This is literally my main colony. I do have a couple of colonies of these now. This is a standard plastic, like Phanarium style enclosure. So there is lots of Vaseline around the top and PTFE liquid around the top. They do escape still from that. You do get the odd one getting out. But actually, if you want a really escape-proof enclosure for the species and other species like these, tarantula room enclosures. They do not get out of those. But very basic setup with a substrate of a forest floor style mix. Bit of cork bark lent up against the side so they can climb, with lots of nooks and crannies so that the nymphs can really hide up. The stick in there, that was covered in lichen. They've cleared that within about a week. So they do eat a lot of lichen. So we also see there's a milk bottle cap of bee pollen. I fill that about twice a week for my colony, because that is one of their main food sources, along with things like apple, sweet potato. But here you can see males and females. So the males have the wings. They are adult males when they get the wings. Males do not live as long as the females, so once the males are mature, you're looking at about 6 months tops for the males, as the females should live at least another year or two once they've matured. So, and the females, if you don't know, they actually look after their nymphs. When they give birth, they actually look after them, they carry them around under them in their legs, and actually the younger females will also babysit nymphs as well. So you often find babies, little nymphs underneath all my females. So just like that. So there you've actually got a couple of newly born ones, as well as some slightly older nymphs. So they will look after them quite a lot. So that one's not even quite a fully mature one there. So diet and things like bee pollen, various lichens, mosses, leaf litter, fruits and vegetables. Kind of almost like your standard sort of cockroach mix, but like I say, the bee pollen I do find quite important for them. I also give them things like fish flake as well, dry shrimps, all sorts of things. Trial and error really, try to see what they like, and give them that. So that's kind of the basics of the Pseudoglomerus magnifica, as well as Pseudoglomerus tossalis, which I'm working with as well, the midnights. If you are interested in those and you do want to get metallic emerald cockroaches, I do have a limited number with me today, of groups of 5. Then onto a bit of the basics of isopod husbandry. Another thing that I'm really sort of concentrating on more recently now. I think I'm now up to 100 colonies of isopods in my collection now, ranging from your most basic to things like the rubber duckies. Enclosures can vary greatly for isopods, and I've used all sorts. So plastic lunch boxes work absolutely fine, as long as you put ventilation in. Or you can do really nice planted enclosures, and there's actually something I'm working on to do, perhaps some nice planted ones from Marinellas, where hopefully they won't escape out of, because they're really expensive and they climb up everything, and they're escape artists as well. Now, with isopods, substrate is key. Do not put coir in with your isopods. The amount of people that will keep isopods on coir, they don't do well on coir. Again, they need a substrate mix that is primarily rotten leaves, rotten wood, and even like organic compost mixed in. So if I do my own mix, I tend to use, I say, organic compost, rotten leaves, rotten wood. You can get all that, all those sort of components here. People like Unusual Pets, Lee actually sells all that sort of stuff. Or if you want to get a nice mix that's already pre-mixed, people like MK Exotics do a custodian den mix, which I use a lot with mine, purely because I don't have the time to make my own mixes. So I use their substrate a lot. Absolutely fantastic one. All my isopods thrive on their ones. But also people like Isopharm do leaf mulch, which is fantastic for isopods. Buzz Reptiles do their beetle bed, which is fantastic. I've used all of those. Absolutely fantastic, and none of those have coir in them. Coir, when it comes to things like your isopods, also your millipedes, and even like your cockroaches, has no nutritional value in there for it whatsoever. They can eat, they'll perhaps eat that, but then get too bulked up on that, and it can impact them. They can become impacted on that. So substrate is really key when it comes to your isopods and then your sort of detritus invertebrates. Here's a few examples of just some one of the basic ones, really. So your dairy cows. So I think really underrated. So Porceria laevis, just as a genus, fantastic one. If you're looking into getting into isopods, it's one of the best ones to get into first. Even like your wild type, actually, I think really underrated. Yes, you can find those in your garden. You get big, they're fairly bulletproof as well. You keep these. If you can't keep these, then isopods probably aren't for you. So they breed really quickly. They make a nice display as well. They're always out and about. So, another fan favourite, Armadillidium clugai Montenegro. So, again, fairly sort of basic isopod, but a fantastic one again if you're looking into getting into isopods. A few different varieties of the clugai. Around now, you've got these are the Montenegros. There's also Dubrovnik Solano. There's an Albanian one coming out now. There's the pudding morph and the nebula morph as well. And of course, the Cabarrus rubber duckies. Look, Cabarrus are one of my favourite genus. Well, with the Cabarrus, they do like a bit more humid than other isopods. I also give them lots of limestone flour because they do come from limestone caves in the wild, and also lots of back guano into their substrate, which they absolutely love, as well as giving them all the other regular sort of things as well. Make sure there's always rotten leaves, rotten wood in their enclosure for them. A little bit of fish flake occasionally, perhaps even a dried fish. And they absolutely thrive. They are slower breeding than things like the Porceria laevis and the Armadillidium clugai, but they're absolutely fantastic isopod. And all the Cabarrus I'm a big fan of. And then right up to things like the Marinella and the bees. So these are, again, my breeding group of these guys. Fantastic one. The thing with the Marinella is that they do climb up smooth surfaces. So a bit like the Pseudogrammarus magnifica, the emerald cockroaches, you want to make sure that your enclosure is escape proof, because these are not cheap, sort of thing, so you do not want them getting out on you. So, but otherwise, I keep these again very similar to Cabarrus, but with climbing opportunities. They do like to climb and they need to climb. So these are actually ones I'm going to be working on a nice small sort of planted display enclosure, because their colours are absolutely amazing. The photos do not do these guys justice. Really active, quite quick as well, running around, so absolutely fantastic one. Then, supplementary feeds for your iceberg. So once you get your substrate right, that's the main part of their diet, is that substrate, getting that rotten wood, rotten leaves, and stuff in that substrate. But then things like cuttlefish, really important for their calcium, as well as other sort of calcium sources, like I said, limestone flour, crushed eggshells, chalk, is that. Vegetables, you can give I like to give a bit of a carrot or a bit of sweet potato occasionally, or a bit of courgette. If you let it dry a little bit, it then doesn't mould as quickly or at all. Whereas if you put it in fresh, they sometimes don't go for it straight away, and then it starts to mould, and you don't want mould getting in the enclosure. And things like dried fish, dried shrimps, stuff they absolutely love, these sort of things. But just put enough in that they eat that fairly quickly and stuff, and then just leave them to it. And look at that supplementary food maybe once every 2 weeks, kind of thing, and then just leaving them to it. And we've got my crystal pineapples, Chrysalid American, small species but absolutely fantastic as well. Breed really quickly, I find. So I've always got lots of these around. So fantastic small species. So that's my quick sort of introduction to the pseudoglomerus magnifica, and then just the basics of isopod puzzle dream keeping. You can find me at these shows. You can find me online on YouTube, Incredible Inverts and Other Animals. You can find me on TikTok as well, Instagram, Facebook. So, and also zookeeping at Sheffield Wildlife Park, which is actually near Cambridge, so a bit of a distance from here. So, but if you're ever that way, so we've got all sorts of wonderful invertebrates on display there as well. Any questions at all? Oh, sorry, I can't hear.
Anyone want to ask any questions?
Yeah, sorry.
There's a microphone. You have to talk out. You have to talk loud on it. Here you go.
What did you say the substrate you used for?
The premix. The premix substrate I use NK Exotic Horticultural Supplies. They're Custodian's Den. Fantastic substrate. Because I've used it with all my isopods. Absolutely fantastic. He's also now brought out a cockroach substrate, which I'm trialing out, and I'm liking that. So, but I don't think he's here today. But here we've got Insect Farm do a leaf mulch, really good. I've used that a lot as well. And also Buzzer Reptiles, they do a beetle den. That's really good. I've used that a lot as well. So they're all really good, those ones. So you say get a good premix here. If you want to do your own mix, I use things like New Horizon organic compost or plant compost. Used that for well over 20 years. I've never had a problem with it. But then you want to mix in rotten leaves, some dead leaf litter, rotten wood into that, and really mix it in for anything like isopods, cockroaches, millipedes. So obviously, when you do your own mix, you can adjust it. The great thing with the premix is that obviously you can mix all the premixes in together to create your nice strong mix as well. So that's a case of experimenting, so I'm seeing what works and what doesn't work. But yeah, with these sort of things, don't put coir in.
Anybody else? Any more questions? Yes. Right. It's got a project.
What do you use the Vaseline for in the enclosure?
Purely to try and prevent escapes.
Oh right, so they literally just slip down.
Yeah. So to make it slippery, the thing with the attacking emeralds, some of the nymphs will still climb over it. So then I've tried PTFE liquid, which a lot of the ant keepers use to prevent ants getting out. They'll still climb over that sometimes. So that's where, again, I've got the metallic midnights of the Pseudoglomerus tassalis. So a related species, they're actually in a tarantula room enclosure. They have not escaped out of that. And it's because the lid's just so tight on there with the magnets and stuff that they don't get out. So if you want to just get in a closure where you don't need to worry at all, go with that. I'm also experimenting with custom aquaria on the nice glass ones, but that will be with the Marinella Enderbees. That's got the fine mesh on it, runners all the way around, so it's escape proof as well, and they can make like some nice looking displays that they're not going to get out of.
All right. Let's have a nice big round of applause for Phil from Sheffield Wildlife Park. Thank you so much.
If you want to see it, my table's just over there, so you can come and see me.
Phil.
Okay, so that was a talk that I gave at the Northwestern Invert Show. What do you think? Hopefully you enjoyed it, and so hopefully you could hear it, hopefully clear enough. I apologize for the sound quality, not absolute best stuff, but yeah, hopefully hopefully one day I can get perhaps better microphones or something, and then perhaps when I do another talk, hopefully I can get some better sound quality, hopefully. So, but yeah, like I said, hopefully you did enjoy it. So for those of you who weren't there, then you can still see the talk. No, but yeah, it was a fantastic show and stuff. And yeah, big thanks to Inverts UK for inviting me to do another talk there. So it's my second talk that I've done at one of their shows. So, yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Put some comments down below. So if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you know next time I upload another video. Also, go down into my description of the video for all my various links. So you've got my affiliate link with the spider shop where you can do all your invert shopping. For a link and I get a little bit of commission at no extra cost to you guys. There's discount codes in there for MK Exotics as well as Antscapes. There's links to my Patreon if that interests you, or you can become a channel member here on YouTube. There's also links to my merch store, my TikTok, and my Instagram. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Take care. and keep rocking.